What's happening? My name is Blake Harris, and this is the Music City Mindset. Music City Mindset is licensed in the NFM network, and we are very grateful for that partnership because we can be found on all platforms,
All of them.
everywhere, all of them. We are coming to you from the Music City Muscle Studios, Nashville's #1 strength and conditioning gym, where we are all united by strength. On this episode, with these stories, these moments that are going to be shared with you, we are pulling the curtain back. We are removing the camouflage, so to speak. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. I am not here alone. Riding shotgun with me for the last 3 decades of this thing called life. He has had pieces of art featured all around the world. Track the Ripper, the Backroads Boss, at Mindset Easy 615 on Instagram, and my best friend, Evan Butler.
Yeah, what's happening?
And I've been having a weird response to the last couple weeks that we've had. We've been on a little bit of a heater, and especially with the Steve-O thing.
Yeah.
It's throwing people off, and I'm having trouble. I need you to help me. Of people just being like, man, that's so cool, all this stuff that's just falling into your lap.
Right. I saw somebody write that you were getting cooler every day, and I was like, don't
Yeah,
say
this has been me since the rip. But I can't be too mad because they don't see the behind the scenes work.
Right.
They don't see the work that goes into the little things that have gotten us these opportunities. Mm-hmm. And my gut reaction is that it's very frustrating because I would rather someone not be like, oh, it just fell into your lap. I'll be like, oh, you're working so hard. This is awesome. And I know they mean it as a compliment, but I have to work on my face of how I react when people are saying these things. Because it has taken a lot of work. But it also takes a lot of work to figure out how to create the opportunities, and even if it is an opportunity falling into your lap, to be able to put yourself in the mindset to receive that blessing, but also to know what atmosphere to put yourself in so something can fall into your lap, so to speak. But how have you been handling that?
It's funny because a lot of times, and I know it's probably the same for you, you have these amazing experiences, and you really don't get to live them or reflect them till the next day, till the dust settles, till you're rested, and then you're like, was that a dream? I can't believe that even happened yesterday, because in the moment you're so caught up in it. And I mean, it's kind of like a doctor going to school forever, and then you don't question their diagnosis. Well, when we were teenagers and we were sneaking into shows and finding ways to sneak past security and management and all these things, back then it just seemed like, oh, it's no big deal. If we get caught, we get caught. And then as you, when you're in media and you're doing some of those same things, it's like that was the schooling back in the day, is learning to navigate, learning to look like you're supposed to be there. And we don't always have to do that. Thank God we were credentialed media at multiple things last week, but it's the things we aren't that we're still able to navigate that seem like the most fun, maybe because we're sneaking a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it's always more fun to me.
Tight End University, first of all, was amazing. Vanderbilt, a heck of a layout. So many every tight end in the NFL, as far as I know, was there. Travis Kelce, super cool dude, was down to earth with us. I probably made Taylor a little jealous. I was a little close to him, But Shane Gillis, another, they say don't meet your heroes or people you look up to or things like that. But when you do and they are able to back it up, it's a really good feeling.
Absolutely.
And I know you felt special with Tight End University.
That was, we could have hung it up for me after that.
Yeah.
That was definitely a milestone for me. Seeing that kind of environment and welcomed the way we were, because we were credentialed, but the work we put in to do that, yes, it was just a phone call, be like, hey, pick up your credentials. But I don't know, at 24 years old, with some of the things you've accomplished, I'm sure there's a lot of people that assume it's just been easy because it happened so fast. And I know they mean that as a compliment. I doubt you have people maliciously coming at you to minimize your work. But do you ever take it like that?
Yes, I think it's really easy to feel, little and have people belittle the work you have done and minimize it because you're young or because it looks like you got there very quickly, even though no one sees like the 2 a.m. panic attacks and freakouts over what you're doing. So I think, all the time, every day.
Well, that's why we talk about these things, and that's why we bring experts on how to navigate these things, these moments, these feelings, and bring these experts to the couch. If you do not know who that is speaking with her perspective, then I can promise you, after listening to some of her catalog, you are missing out. We have on our table right now performing her new hit single, Camouflage, coming out of Chicago, Lauren Gottshall.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear it.
Is it all good?
Yeah.
All right. Strong, yeah, you think I'd known by now. I know he loves his mama and going out on the town. I know his favorite song, but he's afraid of heights. So why's he looking like a stranger in my eyes? It ain't black and white. What's he trying to hide? Now I'm just sitting asking, what am I missing? You can only see so much in the sands. It's just wishful thinking. Next time I see him, I know I'm gonna lose him again. Feel like I'm shooting blind and I'm wasting time, trying to love someone I don't know. I can't get him to take it off. It's camouflage. Try to get him drunk, but the whiskey won't make him talk. I know the password to his phone, but his heart's locked like a vault. He's dancing around the flex, maybe it's his past. 2 stepping forward and then 1 step back. Now I'm just sitting asking, what am I missing? You can only see so much in the sands. It's just wishful thinking. Next time I see him, I know I'm gonna lose him again. Feel like I'm shooting blind and I'm wasting time, trying to love someone I don't know. I can't get him to take it off. It's camouflage. Oh, it's camouflage. Now I'm just sitting asking, what am I missing? Damn, I'd love to know that man. It's just wishful thinking. Next time I see him, know I'm gonna lose him again. Feel like I'm shooting blind and I'm wasting time, trying to love someone I don't know. I can't get him to take it off. Baby, won't you take it off? Come on and take it off. You can't fight. Oh, you camouflage. Thanks.
That is a great song.
Thank you.
I have been bumping that all this week.
Oh, God. Need those streams.
Yep. Yeah, well, we do too. Incredible song.
Thank you.
So, just kind of addressing the elephant in the room, so to speak. That is a very, complex look at love and what some of us experience through getting to know someone in a relationship and things like that. But hearing those kind of lyrics from someone young kind of now makes sense to what you were talking about in the beginning of how people might address you versus your lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you wrote? Is that something you
Yes.
experienced?
Yes and yes. I have always written kind of with an older perspective because my parents got divorced when I was little. And so I would be writing like these terrible, awful heartbreak songs at like 12. And people were like, what's wrong with this girl, you know? But I've just always been really in tune with other people's emotions and obviously my own, which is not always a good thing. And so I've just always written from, you know, an older perspective. And so I just feel things very deeply. So I think I experience it deeper than others.
That took me back to the 90s.
I know.
Like,
Well, because like that's what it made me think of is like some of those like emo bangers where it's like talking about
it's like-
heartache when I really haven't gone
Yeah.
through that kind of
I
love
heard
yet.
some Alanis, some Cheryl. Like, I heard it all mixed in
Yeah.
there.
Let's go ahead and
Yeah, I'll move this too.
Gail.
My girl.
I'm glad we got this on camera. First of all, shout out to Gail and Ben. Y'all always bring
They're
us
the best
neatest,
people in the whole
best.
wide world.
Miss you, Ben.
Yeah.
Miss you, Ben. Shout
Love
out,
you,
Ben. Ben's in LA.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
must
we
be
ain't-
so hard.
We ain't talking
I
about
know.
Lower Antioch.
But I guess in that same vein, you started everything young. Played
Yes.
instruments young, started performing very young.
Yes.
And I think I was reading something that you had talked about. It was seeing Carrie Underwood is what you kind of give credit for the inspiration of like, okay, I want to do that with my life.
Yes.
I want to know, what was it about her specifically that inspired you to dig yourself into this career for the long haul? And what did you see in yourself that you thought that this would be something that would be achievable?
Yes. So my godparents have lived in Brentwood my whole life. And so we would come here and visit, and we went to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I saw this exhibit of Carrie Underwood. And honestly, I think I just really loved her music and that she wore like really pretty dresses on stage and had blonde hair like me. I was probably 5, so I was really little. And I took her Carnival Ride CD, and I played it in the car the entire 8-hour drive back to Chicago, and my brothers were really annoyed with me. And I just think that hearing her music, I connected with it, even if I didn't understand like the lyrics to Before He Cheats. I was screaming them. I was like, this is the best song ever. And so I think I just connected with it, even if I wasn't conscious of why. And I think that I just love performing the way that she does.
That makes me feel so much better. Because when my daughter sings Before He Cheats, I'm like, you know, these are crimes. You can go to jail
for sure. No, I would be like screaming.
All you hear is bail money.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, she's going to have a record.
No.
And not the good kind.
It feels good to be angry when you're like 12 years old.
Oh, I feel you. I
Yeah.
was there.
The boy
Oh,
that
yeah.
didn't like Snapchat you back. You're like, I'll totally key his car like
Don't know what
Carrie
that's
did.
like. But
Oh gosh, I'm aging myself, or the opposite.
No, you're
I
aging
guess.
us.
yeah,
man,
you're aging
but-
us for sure. But no, we get it. Definitely a lot of teenage angst happened across that. So you being at the Country Music Hall of Fame when you're 5, so you've always kind of had a connection to Nashville.
Yes, I've been coming to Nashville since I was probably 4 or 5.
At what point did you feel like that connection to the city and know that you would end up eventually moving here?
Honestly, I don't know exactly when, but I can always remember wanting to move here, even if it wasn't for music. Like, I remember being in 7th grade, going on Zillow, looking at houses in Brentwood, as if they would still be available. I don't have a house now, but I was really thinking for the future there that they would still be available when I was like 30. I had it all picked out, ready to go. So I always knew I wanted to move here. I love Nashville. I'll always love Chicago the most, but I love Nashville. Everyone knew I was going to move here. Everyone.
I'm sure as soon as they heard your guitar, they went, she's moving to Nashville.
Yeah. They were like, get her out of here.
Okay, so on your accolades, your song won Best Song at a music or at a film festival.
Yes.
That kind of cracked me up, but like definitely wanted me to know more about that. Tell us about how that happened.
So this whole song is just like the craziest thing ever. In college, I minored in songwriting. And so we would have to turn in a song, I think it was on Thursdays or whatever, at 11:59 p.m. And it was 11 p.m. I was in my dorm, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't write a song. I'm going to fail. And I can't fail songwriting. Like, come on. And so I wrote this song. It's called Easy For Me. It's about how basically it's not easy for me sometimes to open up because of my parents' divorce and all that stuff. And then this girl saw it on Instagram, I think, or TikTok. And she was wanting to make a music video for her, like, college applications. And so she called me and was like, can we do this? And it was, like, the coolest experience ever. And then she submitted it to all these things. And she texted me one day and was like, you won Best Song. I was like, whoa. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
How validating did that feel?
So validating. It's so cool to see people connect with my music in a way that I obviously have connected with it. But I think that why I love music so much and why I fell so in love with songwriting especially is because music made me feel so validated and my feelings validated. And so I want to write music for other people that validates their emotions and makes them not feel alone. So when I get that validation, it's like the best feeling in the entire world.
The process of falling in love with an artist or a song that uses music to put words to feelings that we might not be able to articulate ourselves is a very, like, for me, it's very like a visceral, like, gutted feeling to find that connection with something that does validate how I'm feeling, how I'm going through something. I couldn't really wrap my head around being able to give that to other people. Of, like, you're obviously writing things that you've experienced. You're writing music from your perspective, but it's other people's story as well. Do you get to, like, sit back and think about that at times? Do you pinch yourself sometimes?
Yeah, for sure. I think about it especially as, like, a fan of musicians as well. Like, I love Megan Maroney, and I say all the time, I'm like, I feel like Megan has read my diary and written my songs, like, for me. Like, we have lived the same life. And I think that if I'm able to do that for other people, that's the most rewarding feeling in the entire world. But also kind of crazy that people, I always say music is the most universal thing we have.
Yeah.
And that I can feel the exact same way that someone I have so many fans in India right now on Spotify, and, like, that they can connect to something that I felt and they felt the same thing is crazy. And I just think it's the coolest thing in the world, how universal music can be.
Even Camouflage, that scenario has been played around with 100 different songs, but you did it so differently.
Thank you.
And it was so neat the way, you know, that double entendre there, and the way you flipped it back and forth was like, it's like you reinvented the wheel in a way.
Thank you. I feel like that's what music you're always trying to do as a musician, because, you know, there's only so many chords, there's only so many words, and you kind of just have to make it your own in the way that you would say it instead of taking how someone else would say it. I think it's just about being authentic to yourself and how you live life.
You're actually the second person that sat on that couch and talked about a country music scene in India.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of
The other one was
fascinating.
from
I
India.
definitely
Maybe we need to do a festival there or something.
that would be awesome.
I love Indian food too, so.
Yeah, I do too. It's just funny that to think that there is some sort of honky tonk vibe somewhere.
Wait, so I heard the craziest thing in relation to that is there's a bar in Japan that's a University of Tennessee themed bar.
I heard that too.
And I saw it on TikTok, so I don't know if this is, like, truly validated, but I guess he is from Japan, and then he went to University of Tennessee, and I might be getting some of these facts wrong, but he went to University of Tennessee. He is obsessed with everything Tennessee, and he has this bar that's all University of Tennessee themed, and if you come in and you're from Tennessee, you put a dot on the map of where you're from in Tennessee.
It's like your worst nightmare.
I know. Roll
In
Tide.
Japan.
But that is crazy.
Like, you could go get some omakase and then go to University of Tennessee bar. That sounds like my dream.
Yeah.
That we might have to take this show on the road. That is wild. The influence that this city has across the world, I think, is so much more of a global grab than people realize. So, after browsing Zillow.
Yes.
What was it actually like in that decision process? The moving sucks, but like moving and like establishing yourself here, how hard of a move was it? Did you feel at home immediately? What was the move to Music City like?
Yes, so it was definitely hard. I would cry to my mom like every day. I was at SMU in Dallas for college, and then it was kind of, I'm either going to move back to Chicago and do something with my journalism degree, or going to move to Nashville and do music. And I just kind of came to the decision of, I want to do it. This is what I think I'm meant to do on this earth, and there's not really a better time to do it. Like, I was 22. I had pretty much nothing to lose.
22.
Exactly. And I moved here. I didn't know really anyone. I knew like 2 people and my godparents, and it was really hard at first, but I honestly met friends pretty quickly, and I did feel like I was in the right place even if I was missing home. So it felt like the right decision even if I cried a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, leases, things like that getting set up. Was there almost a time where you were like, no, this isn't the right move, or did it feel like the right move the whole time?
Yeah, it always felt like the right move.
Okay.
I can be dramatic, so I probably was like, I'm totally moving back to Chicago. But no, no.
Where do you think your intuition truly comes from to follow your gut, to move to a completely brand new city where you didn't really have a support system? And trying to build a career, your support system is very important. So I think that's something that gets left out of like the move to Nashville scenario, is that you're doing it without your support. Where does that intuition come from to chase that?
I think it definitely comes from my mom. She's a strong lady. When they got divorced, she raised us by herself, and she is a badass at what she does. Yeah. She owns a law firm, and I think she has always instilled in me, like, you can really do whatever you want to do, but you have to do it. And her favorite quote to tell me and all my friends is, there's no excuse for not working hard in your 20s. And so if you're going to work hard, it's got to be now. And I think I'm very, very, very lucky, and I don't take this for granted, of how supportive my mom is and the rest of my family and my friends, that, you know, if I ever needed my mom, she would be here in a second, which I'm very lucky to have. And she really wants me to do what I love. And so I think it makes it easier to make a crazy life decision like that when you feel supported, even if they're not, you know, in the room next to you. And so probably my mom, but I've always been one to want to take risks. Like, I moved to go to college in Texas, where most of my friends all went to school in the Midwest. And I was like, I want to go anywhere besides the Midwest. So I don't know. I feel like part my mom, part God. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been how I've always been.
What's your astrology sign?
A Taurus.
Oh, the bull.
I don't really know I'm not really that into astrology, but apparently it's Mercury is going back into retrograde tonight, and there's like 4 other things happening. There's like a pink moon or something.
Oh, I gotta leave.
Yeah, I'm like, life is either about to get really good or it's gonna go really downhill.
Well, I think it's everything is just shifting, aligning, preparing for Leo season, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Are you a Leo?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, most of
Down to my core.
A lot of people in my life are Leos, so I respect.
I guess
you.
there's like, what is it? Sun, Moon, Rising,
That's
and Mars. There's like 4 main ones or whatever.
Yes.
3 of my 4 are all Leo.
See, I think 3 of my 4 are Taurus, but I wouldn't
Very
say I'm
little.
stubborn. I'd say I'm persistent. You know, you just have
hard-headed.
to flip it.
Nobody's gonna tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, and loyal. I'm loyal to my
Super
core.
loyal.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that does a good job of explaining kind of your backstory and how you got to here. So I think now is going to be a good time for us to hear a word from our incredible sponsors, and then we'll be right back here on the Music City Mindset. And we are back here at the Music City Mindset, and we were talking a little bit off the air, but I want to bring that to the light, so to speak. Take the camouflage off. Talking about songwriting. How did he phrase it? We were at the 8th room. How many bad songs have you written before the good ones?
So many. This is so funny, and my best friend Alexandra will probably watch this. We used to write songs together when we were little, and we wrote one called Aliens, and it goes, I'm not going to sing it. What would happen if the aliens invaded? What would we do? And I think that could have been my number one hit. Unfortunately, it was one of the bad songs.
So that might be a banger.
We might need to bring that back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad songs. There's a bad song
Let's
every day.
actually dump that, and then we'll work on that after the show.
We'll pin it. Put a pin in it.
That sounds so much better than my first song.
Yeah.
No, there's been, some really bad songs. But some really good songs. So,
Well, obviously.
life's a balance.
Yeah. So, moving to Nashville, you said you met some people really quick. What was that first either performance, networking, introduction, something that was like validating that you followed your gut and this is the right decision?
Well, I think before I even moved here, I met a songwriter named Heather Morgan. She's phenomenal. She's the greatest. And I met her through a Dallas connection in Dallas because she's from that area. And over one of my summers, I came here and I was writing and I wrote with her. And she made me feel so validated, like, oh, you're really good. And I was like, whoa, you're saying that? That's like the coolest thing ever. Like, I walked into her house and like her number ones are on the wall. And I'm like, I'm scared. I'm so scared. So I think that was super validating. And then just, I think Nashville's such a weird place because you meet people in the most random settings. So I met one of my really good friends who's a great songwriter in my apartment building at the pool. Like, I met people, one of them was my neighbor in my apartment building. Obviously, you meet people at Losers and Red Door. I met another person, like, through a connection from Dallas, like a sorority sister. It's just so... Nashville is the smallest world I've ever experienced. And everyone knows everyone in this town and outside of it. Mm-hmm. Like, I can meet someone and we know at least 4 people in common.
Oh, yeah.
It's so crazy. So, what was the question?
Just about, like, the networking. And
yes.
That first time of really feeling validated that you really are supposed to be here in Nashville. That's not from like friend support or mom encouraging you.
Yes, I think Heather and other co-writers that really have accolades in this town and something to speak for other than just your SoundCloud remixes. That definitely is so validating. Like, being validated by your peers, I think, is the greatest gift ever. I also think Nashville's such a different type of town because it's so collaborative. It's not like LA where it's so cutthroat or New York. And so I think just every day is validating.
That's the magic to me. Is the melting pot, the collaboration, steel sharpens steel. How early on did you start performing in your life?
I was 5.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And what was that performance like?
It was in a Nutty Nutcracker Christmas, and I was a Sugar Plum Fairy.
Oh, right.
So it was awesome. It was probably the best performance I've ever given.
I think he did the same role.
I think you were in it. I think you're my understudy.
Sugar Plum Fairy number 2.
Now, what about moving to Nashville? When did you start pushing those songs from writing to getting on stage with them?
Yes, my first writer's round ever, which is really cool, was at the listening room with the song Suffragettes. And it was like 2 months after, or like a month after I moved to Nashville. And that was one of my favorite experiences from living in Nashville because I got a standing ovation for my favorite song that I've ever written that's super, super vulnerable. And it felt so validating to, the first time I ever played a writer's round, people were giving me a standing ovation in an iconic room in Nashville.
You don't see that a lot.
So that was like the coolest moment ever.
It makes my heart so happy for you. I don't mean to keep bringing up your age, but like to have not really been in Nashville in the grand scheme of things that long, to not have been around the Nashville that had the discoveries out of the Bluebird
Yeah.
and things like that, but that you still, this younger generation is still considering those places iconic.
Oh, yes.
That when I was looking up some of the things you've done and the places that you have done really well, it was that OG list of places that like people really cut their teeth here. And with all the advancement of technologies and TikTok and all of that, I don't feel like with everyone of this next up and coming era of music values those venues the same.
I agree.
Where does that come from with you to like be so excited about an iconic place like that?
I just think you have to pay your dues in whatever you do. So whether that be working at a law firm and starting as the coffee girl, or working at a doctor's office and being the front desk lady, like, I think that it's important to pay dues to the places and people before you. And so all my favorite artists have played at these places, and it's so magical to be able to play there, and such an honor, even if it's, not playing in front of 40,000 people or getting 1 million likes on TikTok. Also, the TikTok of it all, I think social media can be very influential and very helpful. But I also think that nothing will compare to seeing live music. And I think it's important to play a show for 5 people and get those 5 people engaged just as much as it is to, play for 40,000 people that you got an opportunity from, because you blew up on social media. So I think it's just important to get your hands dirty and do the same route that your idols did, because it's so much more rewarding to, dig your nails into it or for me, it feels more rewarding to show all the hard work I've done to get to this point, instead of kind of it all just falling in your lap.
Never lose that.
Yeah.
That is really awesome. Is that something you've always truly felt? Do you have a mentor in this city, so to speak, that's helped you like dial in that feeling, or is that all you?
No, I think that feeling's always been there. Obviously, I don't want to sound like I'm an angel or anything. I get super frustrated at people that blow up on social media. I'm like, I wish I could get a viral video in 2 seconds and get a record deal and a pub deal. But then when I have my logical hat on and I think about it more, it is so special to get to, play a show for 5 people and cry and then go play the listening room and getting a standing ovation. I think that the lows of it make the highs that much sweeter. And also, I've always said I want a longevity in this career, and I think that it's not going to keep staying exciting if you keep getting the best things all off the bat. And so I think I've always felt like that, even if I cry a lot.
The pain makes the joy even better.
Yes, I love that.
Gail's heard me say this plenty of times. I believe those venues, those Bluebirds, Tootsies, those places hold an energy of people that played in the past.
Yes. Got to get the good mojo from the ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing I'm noticing a trend here lately, and almost
We believe
like
in ghosts.
we do.
Me too.
But that I'm hearing used to, it was so long that you would hear a song live and wouldn't like it, but you heard it on an album and went, that was amazing. And it's almost reversed for me. It's now I will hear a recording and be like, well, that's a good song, and then I fall in love with it in the live performance.
Which is so much better. I think that the best compliment an artist can ever get is that their song sounds better live. And for me, like Chris Stapleton, he sounds 10 times better live, and he sounds amazing on a record. But he has a voice that technology is not good enough to capture the magic in his voice.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like the best compliment you can ever give an artist, is saying your song sounds better live.
I can
because you
definitely
can feel the
test
emotion.
that for Chris Stapleton. I was at the show.
He's so good.
Cap.
Nope, I was there, got pictures. And I've always thought he was talented. I wouldn't say I was a big fan or anything. And like, he sounds good, when I pull songs up or I hear something on social media. But to actually like be there and witness that, it was like, oh.
It makes time stop.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's really wild. You started bringing up when I said something about a mentor. Do you have someone kind of guiding you through this city?
Yeah, so I have people I lean on, but I think that honestly my biggest mentor is my mom. Even though she's never done music, she just has the best life advice ever. And so I refer to her to most of my complaints, and she'll listen to me complain, so that's great. But Heather Morgan has been super influential to me, and she's the greatest. I can text her about anything and have her call me. Gail is awesome. And
she's a pretty good guy to the city today, I'm sure.
She's the greatest.
Just drive your car.
I think also I think in a weird way I look up to, you know, some of my peers that are the same age as me and are doing like the exact same thing as me, because I just admire what they're doing a lot and I look to them for advice. I also have a friend, she's a few years older than me, Alana McCready, and she's been in this town for a few years more than me, and I go to her for a lot of advice. Just love going to the older, wiser people. But yeah. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, no, it is. Because what I'm getting at, going ahead and getting to it.
I see how she got that journalism degree.
Yeah.
Good talker.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
So I'm very excited for this question. So this show essentially has turned into people's mindset on how to navigate the city. You're not from here. Your support system wasn't here when you moved here. We've kind of covered that. So you've had to, like, people have to rely on a little bit of their gut to figure out how to network, how to navigate and find impact and find success in this city.
Yes.
So think of it like that. What is your Music City mindset?
Lexapro?
Yeah.
Is that bad to say, Gail?
No, you say that. Everybody's on it. Y'all know y'all on it.
I've had terrible anxiety since I was really little, and I've been on Lexapro since I was 15. So Lexapro, shout out Lexapro. Lex Girls, sponsor. That's what we call it. Yeah, Lexapro sponsor me. My therapist.
Okay.
And also, insurance. No. I think also surrounding yourself with people that aren't just music people, which sounds weird, but I think that when you first decide you want to take a chance on this dream, it's a passion for you. Now it's a job, and jobs are not always fun, even if you're doing your dream job. You're always going to have something you don't like. There's always going to be hard days. And so I think sometimes separating yourself from the job makes that passion grow more. And so I was always told when I moved here, once you move here, you're never going to write by yourself ever again. And I was like, I don't think so. And my biggest goal was I'm not going to let that happen. And so almost every single night I sit on my porch and play guitar. But it's also because when I'm not, performing or doing music related stuff, I will go out with my friends and hear about their corporate jobs and how terrible that is. So then it makes me feel much better about my, trials and tribulations in music. And so I think honestly with your mindset, you just have my mindset. You have to believe in yourself more than anyone else will ever believe in you, and know that this is what you're supposed to do. And also that it's not the end of the world. If it happens that nothing comes from this, knock on every piece of wood possible.
There you go. You found one.
I'm only 24, so there's a whole life ahead of me, and I'm not in prison in this job, and it should still be fun, even though I cry. But the Lexapro!
Why do you always look at me like that when you say it?
Because I feel like you cry too, because you're on Lexapro.
I'm a Pisces, so yes.
Yeah.
He cries. I'm an ugly crier.
Me too. Really ugly crier.
But no, I think.
Are you crying right now?
A little bit.
We're getting emotional.
Happy tears. No, I got big feelings for sure.
You're an old soul, though.
Yeah, I
Thank
can
you.
tell.
I get that a lot.
And your intuition, I bet you do.
Yeah, I've gotten that since I was little.
I think the way you talk about your mom, I think you're turning into that.
I hope.
Yeah.
Well, some things I could do without.
I'm glad you brought up the Lexapro, not specifically the brand sponsor, but hearing you navigate and just overcoming the fear of moving here, chasing your dreams, there's a very brave side of that that people can definitely minimize, kind of like we were talking about in the beginning. The minimize of like, oh, it's easy for her to do that, but I couldn't do that. I have anxiety. I have this. So to be able to really like address that, like you're talking about, you've had really bad anxiety since you were little, but you've made very, very brave, scary decisions. I don't think it's something to just wash over.
I think I'm the scaredest, most brave girl.
Yeah. Well, like the
That's
other
a
day,
song.
Write that.
Write it down.
Yeah,
Write that down.
The other
Take
day,
notes.
we were at a music festival where we had to get to the stage. And as we passed 1,000 people, I had terrible social anxiety. But when we get to that stage, that all goes away. On stage, looking at
Yes.
those people, and it makes no sense to me.
I'm so happy you said that because I felt that way my entire life. I hate to be in a crowd. Like a pit, being in the pit of a concert sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Being on stage and playing for 40,000 people, like
Right.
I still get stage fright and I get nervous, but
It seems to just
And cry.
disappear though at some point, you know.
But yeah, once I sing that first song, it's like,
All right,
oh,
I'm
we can
here.
have fun. Like we can have fun, and I'm not gonna have a huge stroke in the pit.
I also do better when there's more people than like if there's an intimate setting like this.
Yeah,
It's like the pressure, I can't fail,
yeah.
you know.
I think also sometimes it's easier to play in front of strangers than people you know,
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
because you don't want to disappoint people you know. Whereas
They're
strangers,
haters
it's like
anyways.
whatever. Yeah, but haters are our motivators.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Exactly.
Another thing I want to circle back to is you talking about having friends not in the industry. I think that's very, very important. I feel like Nashville can be a big city. It feels smaller when you just stay in your bubble. And within your bubble, there could be something that feels like it's this monumental thing and it's this end of the world kind of feeling, make it or break it type thing. Outside of that bubble, people don't even like recognize like that's even going on.
It's easy to get caught in a vacuum too when
Yes.
everybody writes, everybody does music. Like
Yes.
you said, my neighbor, the girl at the pool, blah blah, and most of them are great. But like when that's all you're around, it can take you away.
It's a
from
lot.
yourself.
It's kind of like high school. Sometimes I feel like you're like all sitting at a lunch table and it's like you can't sit with us or you can sit with us. But
Good analogy.
but yeah, sometimes you have to branch out
We wear
to
pink on Wednesdays.
yeah. Fun fact, Mean Girls was based off my high school.
Really?
Really?
What?
And that's why I take Lexapro.
That and seeing what happened to Lohan.
Wow. Really?
Yes, it was actually based off my high school, yes.
Was there people like,
Totally.
it was really like a mean girl kind of school?
Yes.
Like that's their pride. Like we're holding on to this.
Oh, I bet it got worse after
That's
the movie
so-
because then that's like the identity.
Well, like, you know the quote in the movie that's like, you go Glen Coco.
Yeah.
I'm from Glencoe.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so fetch.
Yeah, that's so fetch. Or it's called North Shore High because we're from the North Shore of Chicago.
Dang.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Dang. I keep trying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep trying.
But back to the
Yes.
friends outside.
But yes,
I'm learning so much.
I find that because I'm in, I have my hands in a lot of different things, but it really started with like fitness and non-fitness things.
Yeah.
And the non-fitness things of like being at events, partying a little bit, having a good time. For a lot of people, it seems like I've got like a foot in two different worlds.
Yeah.
That contradict each other. But for me, it gives the perspective of one that like I'm never gonna be the grilled chicken, rice all day, every day kind of guy. But
Boy.
it does help me keep the other side at bay because of that, and I do like that perspective of having that. So thank you for validating me.
Yes, you're so validated. And I think it also, in the songwriting perspective, it makes my song better. I can hear different perspectives. I always think it's good to surround yourself with a bunch of different people just in general for life. And, you can't write a good song unless you live life. And so it's cool that I can also feed off of my friends' stories of just regular old plain Joes and write songs about that. And
Like Dolly wrote 9 to 5, but
Yes.
she never worked it.
yes,
Yeah.
she probably had some good corporate friends.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a corporate friend, even though they won't tan with you on the weekday, which kind of a bummer.
Damn. So Camouflage is out
It's out.
on all platforms.
All platforms.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Stream it.
So what is next for you? Are you
Next, yeah, I'm working on some songs right now to be putting out later this summer, early fall, that I'm really excited about. And performing a bunch. I just played Summerfest in Milwaukee 2 weekends ago. One of the two, which was so fun because Milwaukee's like my backyard.
We
That was
say
very
that
I do like
wrong.
Milwaukee.
We say that wrong. Milwaukee.
No! How do you say Illinois? Illinois?
I think we say Illinois.
Okay, good.
Illinois.
Whew.
Yeah.
It's okay. I had some friends in college that thought Chicago was a state, so
Ooh.
okay?
they're from the South.
That
It
checks
gets
out.
tricky up there in the
That,
north.
that checks
you know?
out. That checks out.
Can't
Yeah,
blame
Smokey and the Bandit's a documentary, so
It is. Where are you performing? Anything coming up that we can
Yes, I play-
support and see?
The only place I play in Nashville is I play Category 10 sometimes, which you can find on my website what days I'll be playing, and a bunch of writers' rounds. And then I'm playing in Atlanta on August 29th at Old Smith's Pub,
Yes.
which you can get tickets to on my website.
Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Plug your socials. Plug the website.
All of them?
All of them. Do it.
Okay, my website is www.laurengottshall.com. My Instagram is Lauren_Gottshall, and I keep trying to change it to just Lauren Gottshall, no underscore. Someone's taken that username, but I think they've blocked me. So we're going to have to call up Mr. Zuckerberg and get Meta to fix that. And then my TikTok is Lauren Gottshall. But if you just Google me, you can find me.
Yeah. Pretty much first name, last name on everything.
First name,
yeah.
last name. We're on
Yeah.
a first name basis.
Yeah, I had my own issues with handle names and things like that, but
Yeah.
that was user error.
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, it's probably user error for me too. We'll get Gail on it.
Yeah, she's a lot smarter than us.
So true.
So category 10 is
Yes.
local.
It is local. It's off of Broadway and 2nd Street. Or 2nd Avenue.
2nd Avenue.
Sorry.
Yeah. Old Wild Horse.
Yes, the Wild Horse, exactly. Get your line dancing on.
When are you there?
Today.
Oh,
when this comes out, probably not the same day.
I'm there a good amount. I'm there like
Just hanging out.
no. like 7 days a month.
Okay.
okay.
Not 7 days a week.
I was about to say
I
that.
was gonna say that's a
every day.
good amount.
But even
That's-
if I'm not playing there, you should check it out. It's a super cool bar. And everyone that works there is amazing. So big
Okay.
fan.
Well, big fan.
They don't sponsor me, but just a
Yeah,
fan.
we'll have to catch a show sometime.
Yes, come.
We will. Thank you for performing
Thank you for
your
having me.
song, and thank you for taking the time to do
Thank
this.
you. This is so fun.
Well, this is that time of the show where thank y'all. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you get her album before she got y'all. And like what I did there. And
Yep.
we appreciate every single one of y'all. And I'm out.
Make sure you go hit like, share, subscribe for her, for us, for all of it. It really does mean a lot. It might not seem like it does anything to your life, but those numbers do a lot for us, so go do that. Long live M80 and for the love of Nashville.
Love
Tune
of
into the
Nash.
next episode.